Hello and welcome to your daily dose of Satoshi's news. Today's day is Wednesday the 11th of September 2024, the year of 1,000,000 transactions per second and more. Experience the best of both worlds today at betbitcoinsv.com, the best casino and sports betting on chain. Have a little flutter in private using the original protocol and genuine Bitcoin. Right, let's see what we've got in store for us today. Just a quick one. So we've got this article here by Decrypt that says a UK introduces bill to classify crypto assets like Bitcoin and NFTs as personal property. So thanks for the individual sending this through. Then obviously you have to remember that is the anniversary of 9/11 that the powers that be don't want us to remember. But we've got this classic image here. Then we're just going to have a quick look at the figures before we round up the show. There we go. Right, let's get into it.
Satoshi, like a cowboy in the West, riding on the blockchain that they call the very best. 1,000,000 strong, and transactions flying free. Just wait for the terror node, you'll surely see.
Here we go. Right, let's have a look at this then. So, UK introduces bill to classify crypto assets like Bitcoin and NFTs as personal property. The United Kingdom government has introduced a bill that would create a new category of personal property for crypto NFTs. In a landmark move, the United Kingdom government introduced a bill in Parliament on Wednesday that aims to clarify the legal status of digital assets, including Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, as well as NFTs, by recognising them as personal property under English and Welsh law. The bill, if passed, will create a third category of personal property, expanding beyond the current classifications of things in possession and things in action. This new category will encompass certain digital assets, providing them with clear legal recognition and protection. I wonder what this is all about. There'll be a twist here, I'm sure. Justice Minister Heidi Alexander said that it was essential that the law keeps pace with evolving technologies, and that this legislation will mean that the sector can maintain its position as a global leader in crypto assets, as well as bringing crypto to complex property cases. Our world-leading legal services form a vital part of our economy, helping to drive forward growth and keep Britain in the heart of international legal industries, she said. The bill includes legal recognition of digital assets such as cryptocurrencies, NFTs, and digital carbon credits. There we go. As personal property. Why the hell would I want a carbon credit as personal property? It also aims to provide enhanced legal protection from owners against frauds and scams. Apart from BTC and all the other cryptos. While offering clearer guidelines for judges handling cases involving disputed digital holdings or settlements. This legislative move follows recommendations from a Law Commission report in 2023, which identified potential barriers to recognising digital assets as property under English and Welsh private law. The UK government's action positions the country as one of the first to definitively recognise these assets in law, potentially giving Britain an advantage in the emerging global crypto landscape. As the bill progresses through Parliament, it is expected to generate significant interest from both the tech and the legal sectors, giving its potential impact on the future of digital asset ownership and regulation in the UK. Right, well, we will see what happens. We will see what happens. All right. And what's this? SEC is coming after OpenSea. These are the NFTs that could be in trouble. Let's have a look at this. As OpenSea awaits enforcement, legal experts share their predictions for how far-reaching the SEC push into the NFT market might become. When NFT marketplace OpenSea announced last week that it anticipates a lawsuit from the US Securities and Exchange Commission, bells of panic ran far and wide through the crypto sphere. The US government was opening up a major new front in its war on crypto. It was finally coming for the heart of the NFT market. But what does the development actually mean? Is every major NFT project now about to be labelled an illegal unregistered security as some fear? Or might only particularly cash-grabbing projects be at risk of legal scrutiny? While it may be some time before the SEC makes its position clear, legal experts told Decrypt and past NFT-related enforcement actions by the SEC and statements from agency leadership indicating that a large swathe of NFT projects, those that made certain market decisions, could be swept into any future litigation, but likely not at the start and not all at once. They're always going to go after what they perceive as the lowest hanging fruit. Jeremy S. Goldman, a litigator focused on NFT regulation, told Decrypt they'll just pick the 50 projects with the most egregious fact patterns. Goldman, egregious means two things in particular: projects that either hinted at some sort of return on investment when first marketing the NFTs, or projects that promised utility in the form of a team of people who were going to work to increase a collection's brand or IP value. Those are the hallmarks of an investment, Goldman said. Yep, that's probably one of the clearest notes of guidance for what a security is that I've ever heard in the crypto space. So maybe they are getting it. In other words, the SEC is likely to follow the same playbook it used when it went after the scores of crypto startups that raised funds through ICOs. If you're a startup that raised money by selling NFTs to build a product, you're potentially in the SEC's crosshairs. Edward Lee, a law professor at the Illinois Institute of Technology specializing in NFTs, agrees that the SEC may be inclined to fixate on statements made during a collections rollout, given how the regulator approached its first ever NFT-related enforcement action last year. I think that could be a line they tried to draw, Lee told Decrypt. Well, if the founder happens to say things that help create the expectation of profit, that is sufficient. Yep, indeed it is. Indeed it is. Lee, for his part, feels that such a legal argument would be ultimately untenable, regardless of the likelihood that the SEC pursues it. He points to other asset classes like real estate. A home developer could tell you that you're buying a great neighborhood that will appreciate in value over time, for example, but doing so wouldn't turn the house from a commodity into a security. It definitely can't be a commodity. Good grief. Good grief. Of course, our house is also generally not considered a common enterprise, like, say, a startup would be, which is one of the 4 prongs for the Howey test, the legal framework used to determine if an asset or a transaction qualifies as a type of security known as an investment contract. Another argument Lee disagrees with, but thinks the SEC may end up pursuing, is that any project with a guaranteed creditor royalties could be considered a security offering. When it pursued an enforcement action against Mila Kunis, produced NFT-backed web series Stoner Cats last fall, the SEC implied that creator royalties factors into its analysis. The Commission said it is in its order against the project that since Stoner Cats collected a 2.5% fee for every secondary sale of the NFTs, it demonstrated that the team's commitment to ensuring the long-term value of the project. After all, the greater the value of each NFT and the more sales occurred, the more revenue Stoner Cats' team would generate from collecting royalties. If creator royalties are part of the standard that the SEC relies on to classify NFT projects as securities, that could spell quite a lot of trouble for the industry. Most major NFTs, from renowned digital artworks to flashy profile picture, collections collect those fees as an industry norm. Goldman, however, is skeptical that the SEC would spend its time and resources going after iconic NFT collections like CryptoPunks. Despite the fact that CryptoPunks are now renowned investments capable of fetching eye-popping multi-million-dollar sums, the litigator said that it would likely be too difficult for the SEC to prove that the collection was initially designed and marketed for investment purposes. CryptoPunks were originally minted for free, and the studio behind the collection only kept 1,000 of the 10,000 total NFTs for itself. That wasn't just the original story of them, Goldman said. It was much more organic and viral. The CryptoPunk IP is now owned by Yoga Labs, the creators of the popular Bored Ape Yacht Club. Yoga itself was reportedly under investigation by the SEC in 2022 over the sale of NFTs and the distribution of ApeCoin token on Ethereum, though no investigation has ever confirmed or been announced by the agency. If the SEC does in fact end up suing OpenSea, it may be months before the public learns which specific NFT collections sold on this site qualify as illegally traded securities in the Commission's view. But according to Arthur Jacoby, a former SEC prosecutor, OpenSea may already be privately aware of which NFT collections the agency is gunning for. While Wells' notices, like the one OpenSea received, can be vague, Jacoby told Decrypt it is common practice for the SEC lawyers assigned to a suit to call defense attorneys and lay out in detail the alleged facts of the case, including which specific assets are being labelled securities. It's likely that the Wells notice does not identify which NFTs the SEC deems to be securities, Jacoby said, but it may be that OpenSea knows exactly which NFTs the SEC is claiming are securities. OpenSea did not respond to Decrypt's request for comment on this story. Cool. Well, I wasn't expecting to read that, but that's 10 minutes gone already. All right. And so let's have a look at a bit. 365 days of Bitcoin history. Why are we mentioning this today? Because it's the anniversary of the September 11th attacks. And this picture keeps getting taken down. I wonder why. I just can't understand it. I just don't know why they wouldn't want people looking at this picture of the tower that's collapsed. You know, I mean, it blew up. Had a plane that went into it. You know, I mean, it's an absolute wreck. You know, I mean, it's just awful. But I mean, yeah, why would they want this banned? I just don't get it. I mean, it's it's complete chaos. There's nothing unusual about that at all, is there? I mean, especially when you consider this is one of the foundational shafts of the building, and that sort of shape is what you would have to have if the building was to be demolished, because the shafts would have to slide off something like that in order for the building to come down. But you know, it's just a coincidence. Oh my god. Let's have a look at Neil Oliver's videos. You've got to look at that. 133,323 views so far since the 2nd of September when he put that out. Still got the Mount Oliver, I'm going to call that, going along there nicely. Just looked at the market cap of Tether. Hasn't really done anything in the last 24 hours, but still gone up quite a bit on the week. Just cross-reference that with Orange Gateway. Yep, still going up nicely there. Compare that with BTC. Oh, look, it looks like they're pumping BTC at the moment. Overall market cap, above 2 trillion now, 2.03. Let's have a look at GregCoin. Oh, look at that, they're pumping it. That's why they're pumping it. Trade volume just 2.8%. Good grief, right? But where is Bitcoin in the charts now? 67 last time I looked at it. Let's have a look. $66. $49 here. Look, plodding along sideways there. Very good. Very good. Right, there we go. We'll leave it there. That's a 13-minute show. Hope you enjoyed it. So, as ever, if you enjoy these updates, please ding your donations for your appreciation to either SatoshiSembi.com, Handcash.io, Simply.cash, Relasia.com, RockWallet.me, or Senti.ch. We'll leave it there. I hope you enjoyed it. As ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.